Would you like to add bullet holes and impact effects into your shooter today? Great, because that's what we're doing in today's video. We're going to be taking physical assets, setting the physical assets in the world. Then when you shoot that particular surface, it will spawn a unique decal for that material and an impact effect to go with it. My name's Taken Grace, and I make Unreal Engine tutorials and videos just like this. So if you want to become a better game dev with me, join the realm, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started on this materials. All right, got my coffee. Oh, damn. Open it. All right, anyways, we are gonna get started here. We got quite a bit to get through, so let's start by opening up our project settings. Last video we worked with just the body parts, and in this video we're gonna do the actual physical materials by just typing into the search here. So there's our head ones. I already added some of these: wood, stone, water, grass, and I'm missing one, metal. All right, so add those in as a surface type. And then we're gonna create the physical materials for those. We'll go into our materials folder, open that up, and I mean, we just basically, we didn't add anything to these, so I can just duplicate this. Wood. I'm definitely gonna skip ahead to the, skip ahead from these sort of parts where it's just repetitive stuff. Because, I mean, there's nothing to teach here. You just type stuff. Alright, once you've created those, you should open them up, and then of course set the actual surface type to whatever it is. This is grass. And do the other four, just switch those over. This is metal, stone, water, and wood. Alright, so we'll exit out of that. We'll just hit Control S to save, or we'll just save it in here, or whatever, save all. Alright, that's all done. So I got some free assets for you guys now. So these are U assets. I made the visual effects because there's literally no free, visual effects for bullet hits that I could find. So I just made crappy ones that are good for prototyping. So don't hate me, but hey, it's free. So anyways, we're gonna grab both the visual effects and the decals in the Google Drive link that's in the description down below there, and just copy these, and then we're gonna go to the where your project settings are, or your project files, pardon me, for your project. So, all right. Anyway, so here I am inside. This is the same project as the one we're working in, obviously. You're gonna open your content, and then you're just gonna paste those in. I'm gonna actually move them to first person. Yeah, anyways, you gotta do it this way instead of just importing it because they're U assets, and the dumbest thing ever, but Unreal Engine doesn't accept U assets when you just import them as that. You have to actually put them into the content folder for it to recognize. So now, we go into Decals. We should go into Decals. This literally worked for me. Do you have to save and close? You might have to save and close, actually. One sec. Yes, you did. You had to save and close the game so it rereads all the assets that weren't there before, I guess. Here's all the decals. I did all of them except for glass. I'm just going to open this up to show you guys. Okay, so this is the wood material. So make sure that the material is a deferred decal. It's the only way decals actually work. And then for glass, you need to come to the blend mode and switch it to, I believe it's either translucent or alpha compensate. Well, yeah, or one of the two of these, master translucent. I can't remember which one it is, but anyways, if you guys are gonna make that, then that's how you do it. It's telling me that it doesn't have a texture here. Small. Wood small. There we go. I hope all of them aren't like that. Oh, they are. Okay, so we gotta go in and fix all these. That's annoying. So this one is wood large. So we'll do that here. Wood large. And we'll just open all of them because obviously they're all going to be broken. That would have been annoying later. I would have been like, why is it not working? But, okay, so what's this one here? This one's body large. So this one I did the wood large, and then I just colored it to be red so that it's a body color. So get rid of that. Body small, same thing, except I used, I think the stone, or was it just the wood? Oh, you know what? I lied. Wood. Sorry, I lied. Bullet hole large is actually the stone one, because the stone one's closer to white, so that's why it looks better. Okay, stone. Okay, metal has an actual different texture, so there's that one. This is the metal small, stone large. Okay, and then yes, stone small, And wood large rated it. Okay, great. So we're all done that. Cool, that was unexpected. I had to migrate him from my prep project to my like other prep project, so that's probably why it worked for me before. Alrighty, let's get into it. So, confused where to maybe put this, because I have all the object pool stuff in here already. Maybe we'll, oh, I have the bullet manager in here, so yeah, we'll just create it in here, sure. So we'll go blueprint class, and the parent class will be the object pool class. If you have not done that video yet, make sure you go watch that, because we are going to be obviously working with all of the functions and stuff in this parent class, and then you'll also have a object pool class that you can use in future videos, or future projects. So yeah, go do that. This is going to be called BP Impact Hit Manager. Okay, just duplicate that. This will be called BP underscore Impact Decal class. And duplicate that one more time. BP underscore explosions. Let's start in our impact hit manager. Let's open up all three, actually, just because we're going to be obviously working with all of them. Where do we start? Let's see, impact manager, here we go. All right, so I just changed the debug to impact manager, and before we forget, let's put impact manager into the world. Impact manager. All right, impact manager is in the world. Make sure that is done, because otherwise you're going to get some, you know, errage. All right, up here we're going to add the object pool component. We'll call this one bullet holes. Duplicate that, and we'll call this one explosions. Okay, and then we'll set those over here now. This will be explosions, and we'll do 10 explosions. 0.10 explosions. No thanks. We want the boom. So bullet holes. We will select impact decal class, and we'll make 30. Okay. Let's hit compile there. We will add all the stuff into all of these first, and then we'll start doing some scripting. So now in impact decal class, I'll explain what all these are going to do after here. We'll just get all the stuff here. So we'll add a decal, and we'll call this, we'll just leave it as decal. And then we'll add one more, and we'll call it, or we'll get the cascade particle system component, because that's what those particle systems are. If you're using a Niagara system, you would have to swap this out for that. And we'll call this effects. Compile, and okay, now we're going to go to explosions, and explosions we're going to have two things: a cascade particle system, call it effects, and one more called radial force. Okay, let's delete all this stuff in the explosions. This is the easiest one, so we're just going to start here. We're going to right click and get event in use, or set in use. Remember, that's the event in our grandfather class, the object pool class, that disables tick, or does tick, does the collision, and does the hidden events, and then sets a lifetime for all of our decals. Okay, so event set in use, we're going to right click and get a call to parent function, because obviously if we don't do that, nothing will happen inside our parent. It'll only happen in here. Okay, then we're going to come out of in use, get a branch, because we need to activate and deactivate the explosion effect. Activate. Okay, so we'll activate, check reset, and then we're gonna go and pull out of here again and get the deactivate. And this is obviously just an optimization thing, because we don't want to continuously spawn multiple explosions. Same thing with the decals, we don't want to spawn multiple decals, which is the whole point of doing the object pool system here. Okay, and then finally, radial force, we are going to fire impulse on after activate. Okay, all right, so what the hell is this? So radial force obviously will add basically like a impact force, but in obviously like some sort of sphere or circle. So that's gonna obviously what we want when we have an explosion. So first of all, let's do some optimization. Let's click on effects. We'll select explosion. Oh, or we won't. Is this not a cascade? We did make it. Oh, okay, sorry. We got to click on the scene component up there. We're going to get the explosion, which is inside the starter pack. Okay, the other things, seconds before inactive, leave that at 1 second. That'll automatically deactivate it, but we have this here as a failsafe. And then down here we have the LOD, the current max draw size. We're gonna, sorry, desired max draw size. We're gonna put that at 2,000. So after 2,000 Unreal Engine units, it's not gonna bother doing an explosion because that's too low. We can even bump this up to medium detail as well because we have the this call distance on. Okay, so that's it for that. We're gonna go to the radial force now. Okay, so radius, obviously, you know, this is how big the circle is gonna be. I just have it at 400. Leave, I think this is, yeah, leave this at constant. You can do linear if you want, but I just leave it at constant. Object types to effect. This is where you can change any of the objects that you want, obviously want to affect. So pawn, physical body, vehicle, destructible are all the defaults. I don't think anything else needs to be affected personally. Impulse strength, leave that at 1,000, and then force strength I think I had at 400. So let's check my notes here. That is correct. Okay, great. So this one here is the only one I'm going to tell you about. Impulse velocity change. This ignores the mass of the objects and just gives everybody the same amount of velocity change. But if you, so that's what happens if it's true. If it's false, then it obviously takes into effect that, you know, this giant thing that you've put a bunch of mass on, it's not going to move it as much as everything else. So, all right. Okay, that's done for explosives. So let's close that up. Yeah, there shouldn't be anything else we need to do in there. So, okay, let's start with the hit manager and let's go to the event graph. We'll delete all these like usual. All right, so before we get started in here, we need to create an interface. So we're gonna open up our interface folder and create a new interface, blueprint interface, BPI, BPO, BPI impact. Okay, let's open that up and we're gonna make a new function called spawn impact. Oh boy. See, I need to drink more coffee. Impact, because I can't type. Okay, so we got spawn impact. Make a couple of inputs here. We will make the first one, we'll just make 3, because the last one's a Boolean and I'm too lazy to change it. This one will be explosive. This middle one will be ammo type. And this one will be hit result. Okay, so we'll change all these. And ammo type, or enum that we made however many videos ago we did the ammo system. Okay, so there we go, that's done. We're gonna hit compile, we're gonna close impact, and then we're gonna implement that into our class settings, for both the Decal class and for the hit manager. Okay, so we'll do BPI impact on the Decal class and the impact hit for the manager here. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna start in the manager. So the way this is working is the impact manager is obviously managing all of the bullet holes and all the explosions. So this is where all of them are going to be spawned in and unmanaged because it has that component. So first we need to find an available decal, and then we need to send it over to the Decal class, and the Decal class is going to set the actual material and set the particle effect that we're going to use, and then actually spawn it in. Okay, so that's why we got to break it up into these two. If you put it all into the hit manager, it doesn't work properly because you can't select a pool object actor. Okay, so that's why we got to do it this way. So to start off, let's implement this spawn impact effect here, and we're going to promote hit result to a variable and promote ammo type to a variable as well. All right, so we'll stick those at the front there. Then we're going to come out of explosive and get a branch. There we go. All right, so we'll do this side by side. Actually, we'll do one and then we'll collapse it to your graph and then we'll just change the other because they're exactly the same. But anyways, we're going to grab the explosions component and then we're going to get the function we made spawn from pool. Okay, let's drag this a little bit back. We're going to drag out a transform. We're going to make transform. And to get the location of rotation that we need, we're going to grab our hit result. We're going to break that. And we're going to drag out of location, or pardon me, impact points, and put that into location, and then impact normal, we're going to drag into rotation, and it's going to convert it to a rotation from X vector, which is what we want because I made all those particles do stuff on the X vector, and then obviously we want to rotate the decal, bullet hole decal, so that it's facing outward as well. So all right, so that's what we need for that. One thing we need to do that we didn't do in the object pool video, if we just double click spawn from pool, that'll get us into the actual component here. We want to add available actor as an output in this return node, okay? That's not going to break anything because nothing's actually referencing that in anything we've already done. So yeah, we'll do that just so we can access the available actor right here. All right, we're gonna go true, and then we are gonna, we're gonna drag out of available actor, then we're gonna spawn from, or spawn impact message. Okay, and let's plug in all of our stuff here, hit results, and ammo type. And this is explosive, we're gonna check that. It shouldn't matter now because the explosive is mostly for this branch. But you know, just for the sake of cleanliness, we're gonna just do that. Okay, let's highlight this and collapse it to a graph. We'll call it finds explosive object. Finds explosive object and sends data to Decal class. Perfect, everything looks right there. So we're gonna duplicate this now, drag it down here, and then this one's gonna be finds. And I'll rename this guy, instead of explosive, it'll be bullet hole. And then I guess we can get rid of the 2. Perfect, and we'll plug that into false. So now we are finding what we need and sending it over to the Decal class. Okay, that's all we need to do inside the impact manager. Oh, you know what we didn't do again? Sorry, I just realized. And then if we did explosive, that means that we didn't change this. This should be the bullet hole component. There we go. Now it should work. All right, so once we're done that, let's we can leave this open just in case. So we're gonna go to the Decal class. A lot of stuff we got to do in here actually. So let's start by creating all the variables because there's a lot of them. We got to create essentially a material for every one of the materials that we made for both the large and the small, and then we got to create a particle effect for each different material type as well. So I'll probably start skipping ahead here, but how about this? I'll put on screen what you need to make. This is what you need to make. The first ones are all materials. So I'll just make the first one here. So it'll be wood small. And then this will be a material. Right here, material object reference. Okay, and then the other ones are the particle effects. I'll skip ahead to when I'm doing that because it's not the cascade, it's a different one. All right, here's all the materials that you need to make, but you do not need to make one for water because they're obviously when you shoot water, it doesn't leave a mark; it disappears. So yeah, let's skip that one, and then yeah, for the particle system, wood effects. Most of these are actually the same. So, but anyways, this will be a particle system. Okay. Because there's one that's called Cascade System, and that's not the right one from what I use, so. Okay, so that is all done. Let's actually set these now. So, literally, I've named everything exactly how it says here, so it should be pretty self-explanatory. Wood and wood small, wood large, etc., etc. You get the point, so I'll skip ahead again. Okay, so some of them I reused, so wood. Wood is what I use for grass. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's right. So, sorry about that. Yeah, I didn't make any grass bullet holes, I guess. And then for the effects, wood, bullet hit something. I don't remember what I called it. Oh, grass. Is that what it is? Yeah, I used the grass one for wood. And then obviously grass for the bullet, for the grass, water, body. And the defaults, it just is called defaults, so bullet hit, okay. Perfect, okay, so that's all the materials we need to make, all the stuff we need to make, except for one more we'll call Decal size, and that'll be a float. Okay, hit compile, and now we're gonna grab this spawn impact and implement that event. Let's promote hit results to a variable, and same with ammo type, because it gets messy. Okay, after that, we need to push S, or hold S and click. That'll get us a sequence. And the first thing we need to do is when we are spawning our Decal class, we want to attach it to whatever we are shooting it to so that it stays with it in the world and reacts when you interact with it as like a physics object. Okay, so we'll come out of here and we're going to attach actor to actor. The parent actor we're going to get out of our hit results. And we'll just drag it up here to make some room, and then we'll break it. Okay, our hit actor will be the parent actor, and then we'll plug bone name into socket name, and then we'll skinny this up. Okay, that's all we need to do for that. Actually, sorry, let's change this to keep world, or else it will not stay with the actor. If you have keep relative, it's going to stay in its position, and then it's going to stay relatively that distance away from the actor as it moves. So if you say keep world, it'll stay with the snapped actor. Okay. Weld simulated bodies. That's just for physics bodies, which our decals are not. So we're just going to uncheck that. Okay, that is all done. This actually caused me a bunch of issues when I was testing this out earlier, is this node and this other node that we're going to do right now. So we're going to get the event in set in use, add a call to parent function so that we have all the stuff run inside of our parent class. And then we're going to drag out of in use and get a branch. And when we're not using it, so when it's false, we want to drag out of false and detach from actor. Okay, and we need to make sure that this is keep world as well. Okay, if you don't do this, I ran into issues where like the things weren't spawning in and they're disappearing, or it wouldn't cycle through all the objects. It was really annoying. Anyways, we will have to do one thing here. I just remembered. So we're gonna go to class defaults. And we're gonna go all the way down to in lifetime. Okay, remember we have to set this in order to automatically make the decal disappear. So I'm gonna do 7 seconds for this. Okay. Alrighty, so that is that. Obviously make sure this isn't plugged into anything, just in case you might have instinctually done that. Okay, so that's how it should look right now. Okay, now we're gonna do the actual effects and stuff. So let's get the ammo type, and we're gonna drag it here, and we're gonna get a switch node. Okay. We're gonna collapse this to a node after, so we'll just do this down here. Alright, so first off, we need to set the decal size based on what size of ammo we have. So out of small ammo, we're going to just do size of 1. Oh, and I just remembered something else we need to do. Decal up here. Right here, this is the decal materials. Sorry, right here, this is the where you can set the fading for the decals, or basically the draw size. I don't know why it's up here. It's super weird. But anyways, so if you have this at 0, it's going to indefinitely render it no matter how far away it is, which obviously is not what you want. So this is how big it has to be on screen in order for it to be rendered. So this number should be pretty small. I had it at 0.03 or 0.3. I had it at 0.003. Like, it's stupid small. But anyways, that I tested that. That looks the best, because anything farther than that, it's just literally a black speck, and you can't even tell what kind of decal it is. So, yeah, just to save on performance, we're just going to do that. Decal size, I thought this was funny. So, you roll over it, it says, decal size in local space does not include the component scale. Technically redundant, but there for convenience, which I thought was funny. Anyways, so, we're going to uncheck this little lock here and just set these as 1, 1, and 1, and then we're going to manipulate the scale right here. Okay, so that's what we're setting the decal size for, and then at the end of this line of code here is when we're going to change the scale of the decal. Okay, so we'll do decal size of 1. We'll duplicate this times 2, and this will be 2, and the other one will be 2.5. Okay, medium ammo, we'll do decal size of 2. Its shotgun will do small, because every individual line trace we want to be doing decal damage, right? So heavy ammo we'll do here. That'll be the sniper ammo. Don't worry about rocket ammo. I didn't make a material for the rocket ammo. I mean, you could, actually, to be honest. But yeah, it's just gonna be some blackened, like, you know, thing on the ground, which I didn't make. Anyways, now we need to select the correct decal. So we're gonna grab our hit result. We're going to break it, and we're going to grab our physical material, and we want to get surface type. We want to find out what surface we just hit. Okay, and we're going to get a select node out of here. All right, let's grab, this will be for the small decals. Okay, so I'm just going to move this down because it does get a little bit messy. Okay, so we do want the small decals. So let's grab, we'll start from the bottom because that's where you actually have stuff named. Metal, so we'll get metal small. Plug that in. Metal. Grass. Small. And then water. So water we're going to leave blank because obviously there's no decal. We'll just need to add a is valid node after this just in case we do hit water, then it doesn't return an access none error. Okay, stone. small. Wood. Wood small. Body is right up, should be here somewhere. Body small. And we'll plug that into head, chest, abdo, limb, and feet. And hands. Default, basically just select one of these to be default. I think stone is a good default, decal. So I'm just gonna do that. And everyone's plugged in except for water. Great. Then we're going to collapse this to a node. And we'll call it sets small, or sorry, sets decal small, we'll call it. Okay, let's open that up, and then let's add this return node into the output. Okay, and we'll just call this small decal. And that is all. So we'll hit compile, and we'll go back to the event graph, and then we are going to plug this, actually we don't need to plug it in, so we're just gonna keep this probably up here. We'll duplicate it though, drag it down here, and then we'll call this sets decal large. And let's open this up and making sure these are all small because that's what we had before. Okay, perfect. Now we just need to change all these to large. So metal large, grass large, stone large, wood large, body large, and stone large up here. Okay, double check they all say large. They do, perfect. And we'll hit compile and go back. So, okay, there we go. That's done. Now we need to get an is valid node, like I said. So we'll drag out of here and get an is valid so that we can confirm that it's, you know, not the, it's not the, what am I trying to say? It's not the water. All right. Okay, so small will go out of is valid. The large, or sorry, medium and large will go out of this is valid because they're going to be the same type of decals. It's just not going to be, it's just going to be a different size. Okay, so if it's not valid, we're going to grab our decal, and we are going to set visibility, and we're going to have it as false because we're going to hide it because we don't want to see a decal that doesn't exist. Okay, because it'll be just a white box at that point. So, or sorry, not is valid. Silly me. But if it is valid, we are going to get this again up here, and because if we hit water and then we hit another decal, obviously it's going to be hidden still, right? So we want to unhide it. Okay, so is valid, set visibility, and we're going to set that as true on both of these. Okay, perfect. God, this is like art. Like I should hang this on my wall, hey? Okay, finally we are going to grab the decal again, and we are going to set decal material. Okay, and then we're going to drag out of this small decal here, and we'll just do that, and we'll duplicate this again and bring it down here. Plug decal into target, and then plug this guy into the new decal material. Like, this is literally art. I love it. It's so good. Abstract art. I mean, if a 4-year-old can literally do this on a piece of paper and it's considered art, and I'm not even joking, that was a legitimate thing in one of my towns, then this is art. So anyway, so we are going to drag out of here, and we're gonna we're doing the scale now, right? Yeah, we are. So decal once again, and we'll set scale, set world scale 3D. Okay, let's drag that out a bit. We are going to split this to get our individual floats, and we'll plug this in here, and then we're gonna grab our decal size. So whatever we set the decal as, we are going to then do this. Okay, perfect. That's it for this. We are going to select everything here, collapse it to a node, and we'll oh whoops, let's undo that because we want, you know, all of it. All right, collapse to node, and this will be sets material and scale of decal. Okay, there it is. All right, so the other one is not as complicated as that one. It's just the effects one. So obviously we're just gonna grab the hit results, and we need to find out the material that we're hitting once again, just to keep it nice and clean. Okay, so physical material, get surface type, and we'll get a select node from that as well, and then we're just gonna plug in all of our effects here. So wood effects. One of these was used all the time. It was the default one, so we'll just plug in the body ones because that's the most here, and we'll shrink this up a little bit. Then what else? We had grass and water, and the other ones are all the default. So let's drag default up here. Stone and metal. Perfect. Okay, so that's all the effects we want. But we'll grab effects, and then we are going to set template. Because if you click on effects, that's what this the particle is, the template. So that's what we're setting. And then we are going to drag this into here, and we'll plug this into then too. And then we got to activate the effects. Activate, and we'll hit reset. We don't need to deactivate it because it does that automatically for us with the seconds before inactive. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that. And let's collapse this to a node as well. So we'll select all this. Sets particle effects. Okay, and that's actually it. If you guys wanted to, I'm not going to do it in this project because I still don't have sound effects. But you can add another pin, and you can do another one for sound effects. So it's going to play. You'd play a sound at location, and then you could make another couple of variables for different materials, and then set those in here. So that's one thing you guys can do on your own if you want. It's literally going to be pretty much exactly the same as this, minus the activate. It'll be, you know, play sound at location, and then you'll get the material type, do this, and then plug that in. So yeah, super easy. Anyways, so almost done here. So we're going to close both of these. We need to get some materials going here, so let's drag this. We'll push N to snap it to the floor, and then we'll just select all three of these and zero out the Z so that they're flat. Okay, let's just pull this, push this back, push this back, push this back, and we'll just move it over a little bit, and then we'll add a couple more. So 1 and 2. Okay. And then we got our mannequin here as well. Great. Okay, so we need to do one more thing before any of this is going to work. So we need to select the materials that we're going to use in our materials folder inside the starter pack. Okay, materials. Here's all the starter stuff. Stone. Let's do, you know, old brick clay, sure. So open old brick clay, and you need to scroll all the way down till you get to here where it says physical material, and you need to select stone as the physical material, and then hit save. Okay. And then just to make sure you're getting the same one after you've done that, just add it to one of these cubes. Okay, and then we need to do that for grass right here. Grass, save, and then we'll put grass right here. And then metal, let's do copper. Let's just do something a bit different looking. Stone. No, what is this? Metal. Metal! Grunge tried to kill the metal. And copper. Plug that in, and what else do we need? Water. So we'll do water lake. And wood is the last one. We'll do this. We'll do pine because that's different color. And like any material that you do use, you just got to go in and make sure you set the physical asset on this so that it can return back what it is. One thing also, for some reason, if it's not working, well, we'll just make sure it actually works here before I open my mouth, but, yeah, I mentioned that there was a checkbox, called return material on move, which if it's not enabled in your, let's see here, I'll just show you now, just to get it out of the way here. So in your projectiles, we gotta actually do this anyway, so, projectile base, we're gonna go in here. If you click on, I think it's box collision, yeah. Box collision, you're going to go all the way down to your collision settings, go to advanced, and this box, return material on move, needs to be enabled true, or else it's not going to return any material. Okay? And then you need to do that. You don't need to do that with bullet trace, with our line trace for our bullets, for our hit scan weapons, because it's automatically already doing that. So, okay. First off, up here, we get a reference to our player, so we're going to hijack that, and we're going to add another variable here. One sec. Let's move all this over. Okay, we need our equip weapon because we need to get our gun data, and we need to get our ammo type. Okay, let's promote this to a variable, and we're going to plug that in here, okay? So that's just an easy way to get our ammo type, because if... This is when we use the actual bullet projectile, so this is where we're going to set it, and then down here is when we hit something, so this is going to be set before we actually physically hit something. Don't worry about this, because that's coming later. That is coming when we do our enemies, which I believe is next video. Oh, I bet you guys are super stoked for that. This is super messy, and I don't want to look at it anymore, so I'm just going to collapse. Okay, there, let's collapse that to no. There we go, that's much neater. This is spawns impact force. Okay, and then let's add a pin, and let's make this then 2, and then we'll move this down here. And then 1 will be our actual spawning of the impact here. So we're going to drag out of here. We're going to get actor of class, which will be our impact hit manager. We don't need this print string anymore anyway, so we're just going to get rid of it. Okay, and we'll make sure we'll set that. Perfect. Okay, so get actor class, and then we are going to spawn impact message. Okay, then we're going to plug in our hit results that we got, which we set over here, and then our ammo type, which we set up top there. And this will be explosive. We're going to get the Boolean that we made a couple episodes ago, telling our engine if the projectile is explosive or not. Okay, let's test this out, because this should work with the sniper rifle and the rocket launcher, so we'll just test this out first. First of all, we'll test a rocket launcher. Does things go boom? Things go boom. Nice. We should probably bump the scale up on that, hey? Yeah, 100%. We should bump the scale up on that. Let's open up explosives. Effects. Let's do scale of 2. Okay, let's see what that looks like now, and then we'll test our sniper rifle. Boom, very nice. And these are all physics objects, so if we shoot there, the radial force should work as well, which it didn't. That's interesting. Do I have to, like, hit it? Okay, there we go. We had to hit it. So, there we go. We had some radial force. That's really weird that it didn't hit, it didn't blow up right there, but we'll figure that out later. But anyways, let's check the sniper rifle, which I have one equipped. Boom. Oh, hey. Did we check all of them to be explosive? It's still spawning. It's not even running the Decal. Oh, you know what we didn't do again? Sorry, I just realized. And then if we did explosive, that means that we didn't change this. This should be the bullet hole component. There we go. Now it should work. That's like my famous, like, quote. All right. There we go. Okay. So, well, okay, we'll shoot the wall. There's the bullet hole. I'm actually going to get rid of that. Actually, well, we can see it. And you can see it spawning the effects as well. So there's our bullet hole right on. Looks good. Looks good. All right, so let's do the hit scan weapons now. So we will open up our weapon class. I can never find it. Weapons, there we go, weapon class. And we're gonna go into the hit scan line trace right here. We are also gonna collapse this to a graph, because again, this is ugly and I don't wanna look at it. So we'll collapse this and we'll say adds impact at location. And we'll promote this to a variable. Promote to variable. So we'll break this, and then we'll add all this back in. We don't need this print string anymore either. So I'm just going to move this out of the way, because we don't need it right now. This is our damage stuff. Okay, and then for this, we'll plug our out hit into here. Keep it nice and neat. And then right here, we're going to add... we'll do this after, or do this before this, because this simulates... Asks if it's simulating physics, and most of the time they're not, so it'll be false, and then you won't get any impact effects. So, anyways, yeah, we're gonna do basically the same thing. We're gonna out of true, we're gonna get actor of class, and we're gonna get the hit actor, or the hit manager, sorry, and then we're going to spawn actor from, or pardon me, not spawn actor from class. We are going to spawn impact message. Okay, plug these in now, and ammo type. Which is in our gun data. Gun data, ammo type. There we go. Okay, so that's all plugged in and done. In this particular project, I don't know what yours is like, but I don't have any explosive hit scan weapons. So if you do, just make a Boolean that's called explosive, and just in all the weapons set which ones are explosive and which ones are not, and then just plug that in here. Okay, but I'm just going to leave it as false. This should work for all the hit scan weapons now, so let's have a look. So the shotgun looks good. I'm going to disable that line trace right now because that's super annoying. None. Alright, let's try that again. So we got some bullet holes. We got some further bullet holes. Oh, looks good. We'll try the wood. Oh, wood looks good. Wood looks great. Wow. Water doesn't do anything. Stone and grass and stone. Wait, I said stone over here, but that's copper. My bad. But anyways, yeah, there they are. A little hard to see. Now we'll do the AK, I guess, just to test the larger ones. Okay, and you can see like the effects there, like the smoke coming out and the sparks or whatever. So, and then that's like a big sploosh. Low quality particle effects, but you can't blame me. I don't really know how to use any of that yet. I just kind of trial and errored it. So, yeah, this all looks great. Particle effects look great. This thing, everything looks great. If you guys want to keep learning, you can watch this video that came out on Wednesday about hard references. A lot of good stuff in there. Actually, we're kind of guilty of some of the sins that are committed in that video. So you guys check it out, and then you can decouple your code. Special thanks to my Coffee members. If you want to support what I do and get access to some great perks, head over to my Coffee page and join the realm today. Like and subscribe if you learned something, and keep learning till you game over. Peace.